Hello everyone, welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match football show on the internet. We've just come back from Middlesbrough. It was West Ham 1, it was Middlesbrough 1, West Ham 3. Fuck the starting lineup. We all know what the starting lineup is.
I'm struggling then to think about what it was.
No, don't worry about it. People have been telling me in the last couple of weeks that they don't want to know it because they all know it. So, yeah, it is a bit redundant, isn't it, when you come to think about it.
Oh, Scott, what have you got to think of something else for him to do now?
Tell us the gross profit.
What was it?
No, I mean...
Tell us the net spend. Net spend. Oh, fucking hell, Scott.
No, what a great day. What a great away day.
I don't even put the things on the website anymore.
Well, I know, yeah. Well, I mean, let's go through the game, boys.
Good to see we started with a 4-4-2.
Yeah, we started with a 4-4-2.
Well, I would have known if you'd have gone through the starting
Exactly.
lineup, Scott.
You know,
No, we started with a 4-4-2.
No, it was, Byram at right back.
I think that second half against the way we were in the second half against Palace, I think it showed that to get the best.
He couldn't
out
change that.
No.
He couldn't change that.
No,
It works best for Carroll, doesn't it?
Yeah.
He really shines in that 4-4-2.
and having Byram. It's having someone alongside him and then having a natural right back at right back.
Like I said, like last week after the second half against Palace, Creswell looked more confident with Byram at right back. So Creswell and Byram were just up and down their wings all day. It was good.
And that's what you know. That's what we've been crying
Miss
out for
him,
so long,
yeah.
isn't it? The only downside.
I thought Cresswell had a really good game yesterday as well.
Yeah, I think everyone had a really
He got
good
a lot
game
of stick.
yesterday.
He got skinned because the kid, I mean, let's talk about this kid, Traore for Middlesbrough. Jesus Christ.
great player.
I've never seen a faster man in my life. It's not the fact that he's fast, it's like he starts like he's been sprinting for 5 minutes. He's just like...
The frightening thing as well, he's only 20, right? And that's why Chelsea are rumoured to be after him.
He's
And
destined for bigger things.
I hope he
improved a
don't
lot.
go Chelsea because I think their manager was right. If he goes to Chelsea, he'll be in the squad for a few weeks, on
Loaned
the bench,
out.
and then in the stands.
He
like.
should come to somewhere like us.
No, he's at a good club like Middlesbrough. Even if they go down, even another year in the Championship or whatever.
It'd be a player who'd suit us, I think.
He's a wonderful player, but yeah, I thought he still had a good game. His defending, which I suppose you expect a defender to defend, but it's just the wing play. Him and Lanzini linking up brilliantly.
He's the one that come from Aston Villa. He was poor last year, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, everyone was poor for Villa last year, but he's a really good player.
He's someone I said he's improved. His crossing's improved. His decision making's improved from when I saw him at the start of the season.
I'll tell you the thing about Creswell though. Throughout the season, it's just me. Does he try and score an own goal most games? Like, because this is not the first time I've seen that. He tried to smash it in, looked like he tried to smash it in the top net.
Damn, we ain't there yet.
Sorry,
We ain't there yet.
So he lost,
I know,
he,
but
lost,
just
he lost a lot of confidence after his
Yeah.
injury, didn't he? But he's starting to build that back up now.
I thought people were slagging him up. I thought he had a good game. I thought he had a
Yeah,
decent game.
The thing is,
Wasn't great, but
but you know, the movement. I know we ain't gone past our goal yet, but the movement for their goal and the passing.
Oh yeah, the whole back
took,
four
it
was
took 3 or
lost.
4 players out of the game. You know, I think at one point Reedy clattered into one of our own players and took 2 people out of the game. So, you know,
Byron was poorly positioned as well for that goal.
but he had to cover that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean.
And-
The whole back four was all over the place.
That
but-
was with Faguli again. He's a natural attacking player, so he's not in his instinct to get back in. He did get back
he had
during the
another
game.
good game yesterday
but,
for Gooley.
Yeah,
He looks like he's getting more confident now, and he's already turned around and said he don't want to leave the club.
no,
he
Which
still
is
looks a
nice.
little bit unfit.
Yeah, but
Slightly, yeah.
the more he plays, the more he
More
gets fit.
fitter,
I mean,
yeah.
they've got a week off now because we're at the FA Cup, so they've got a week of intensive training now.
and I think
Give him a couple of days off and then just go flat out in training, get ready for that City game
Tuesday night.
Wednesday.
Antonio
Yeah,
definitely
Wednesday.
needs
I'll
that
change it
off,
Wednesday.
doesn't he? Antonio needs some time off badly. I think he's been going very high.
When you think about, I mean, look, we all want to fucking go far in the FA Cup, but when you think about, you know, some of the players that have gone flat out, like Antonio, Carroll, who's, you know, susceptible to an injury if he plays too much football, I think the sort of extra, the 10 days off now will do them a world of good, especially seeing as we've won games, you know.
In hindsight, being out the FA Cup has worked out quite well for us.
Still didn't want to lose 5-0, but
No.
and
And
anyway,
I still want to cup.
Middlesbrough. It was a really good game, I thought. It was an end-to-end
I
game.
think both teams were
Going for it,
open, weren't they?
Yeah.
And just going for it, which was refreshing to
Much
see.
more worthy than being second last on match of the day, I'd say.
Because when they turned around and said that Middlesbrough, there's only been like 17 goals scored, and the commentators were really fucking pissing me off. They was making it sound like it was going to be a shit game, and it's probably one of the games of the day yesterday. Really.
When I done the preview, I
Apart
said
from
1-0.
Swansea, Liverpool.
I thought it would be tough. because they've tightened up at the back lately.
Yeah.
And
They've only conceded something like 5 goals there all year or something like that.
Yeah, but usually
they
the commentator
started
said when they
bad, yeah.
concede, they don't score.
Yeah.
So when they scored, I was like, oh, here we fucking go first.
Yeah.
One, here we go. We end records, don't we, West Ham?
that's it.
We always have.
The worst.
But it was a
Well,
really good start.
That's it. We started like whippets, didn't we?
What's a
Antonio
goal?
chance.
What's a goal from
Antonio
Carroll?
missed a chance.
Yeah,
first
I
off.
wasn't there, mate. We got there fucking 2 minutes after the kick-off. And
Yeah, it come across, didn't it? It
Yeah.
just come straight at him. He's tried to open up, and it just, it was early in the game as well. His legs weren't
let
straight.
me put this into context, right? We left Romford,
Yeah.
to get to Middlesbrough yesterday at 10:30. 10:30.
Well done, mate.
We got there.
Good game for
That's,
you and
that's
Tomo.
definitely
A minute
Nicky,
gone.
That's definitely Nicky time, mate.
We wanted to leave at 8.
Yeah, that is definitely Nicky time.
Tom-
Be
Tom-
ready at 8. Like, half 10 he rolls up.
Tomo's messaging me right 7 o'clock going. Still don't know what's
Tomo rang me up at about 9 o'clock the night before. He went, "What's happening?" I don't know. I think Nicky said he's definitely still going. He went, "Oh, I ain't heard from him. That's why."
It's because I got my car's dead, like, and I've had to fucking like shift around, borrow cars and all that all week, and like hopefully it's getting sorted now. So, but yeah, 10:30 we left.
That is good
So
going, mate.
so we got there. We parked in the muddiest car park I've ever fucking got. It was like a steelworks. It was £4, and I've paid £4 to ruin my shoes. That's what it, and I thought, £4? I'll have a bit of that. I drove in there. We was driving around for about 5 minutes. And the only parking space there, because we was there so late, was just in a big mud pit. It was ridiculous.
I can imagine, Tomo getting out and slipping over. Like, it might go to business.
But can we clarify for some people who don't know, Tomo is Graham's nickname?
Yeah, he
no,
don't
yeah.
do 2 days in a row. So if he goes
Yeah.
to the football, he's not allowed here on the next day. So
Mummy wouldn't
He's
let
got a
him play.
well-deserved day off.
yeah.
For travelling first
thinking,
time
who
in
the
6
fuck's
years. Like, he's got to have 2 weeks in Barbados when he goes Watford.
But yeah,
So you missed the Antonio.
missed the Antonio chance, but I did see the Carroll header. God, it was a bullet.
That
You know
was-
what? But from where I was sitting, it looked like it was floating. Because I thought to myself, everyone's cheering, and when you're at the front, you can't really hear what's going on behind you. I'm going, let's get in. And everyone's already cheering because he's bulleted the header, and it sort of like hit the back of the net and started to roll down it. And I thought, that's going in.
Hell,
He's already in.
we ain't even mentioned that we actually got a corner past the first man.
Oh,
Great
that
corner
was
by
a
Lanzini.
fantastic corner, that.
He had a great run. When I watched that Carroll, he had a great run on that.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
two
He was
defenders, they
unstoppable.
shit themselves.
Yeah,
They ducked.
They didn't want to know.
Nah, of course they
did not
don't.
want to. And the thing is with Carroll, I was watching.
Valdez looked at him and thought, "Fuck,
That's
that
it.
ain't
That's what I
going
said.
at that.
You-
I ain't
like,
running into him."
Valdez should have come and punched that or tried to, but
If
then
he'd have
you've
come and
got-
punched that, mate, he'd have been knocked
he'd
out.
be in the back of the net with a ball.
Thing is, once he gets a run on defenders,
That's it.
he frightens a lot of people
I'll
because he's
tell
like
you
a
what.
tank and he just keeps them going.
Since he come back against Arsenal, if he ain't in that next England squad, then there's something fucking seriously wrong.
To be fair, I hope he ain't because I don't want to get injured.
No, but for him personally, like,
They was talking about that last night when we was coming back from on Talk Sport about, you know, he should be in the England squad. Why isn't he in the England squad? And he ain't in the England squad because he gets so many injuries.
Yeah, but
and
the
like,
way
every
we've
time the
played
England
since he
squad's
come back.
yeah, he's been unbelievable.
He's a great option as well.
The thing
so-
is-
even at the back, like he's playing
He's defend-
centre
yeah.
back sometimes. Like he drops in midfield. He's unplayable at the moment.
defending corners.
And the thing is
brilliant.
with the England thing is, all right, if he ain't a starter, you know, you got Kane, you got Rooney, and all that. You need
I
a
don't
goal-
think Kane should be a starter.
But you need to go in the last 10, 20 minutes. Who's the perfect person?
Who are you going to call?
Yeah, but
I don't think Kane should be a starter because he's a great player, but he doesn't. Fuck England anyway. I'm not talking about them because I'm sick about going through England and all that. You know, we're banging the drum for Mark Noble last year, and he's mugged us off. Anyway. But great start, and then we let them into it a little bit. We started to.
Yeah, they
took control of the game. But you
But
expect,
you expect that from an home
They're
team,
at home,
don't
aren't they?
you?
Yeah. But we still had the chances. The ball over the top to Antonio.
Yeah.
Touch let him down.
Poor
I
touch,
think
wasn't it?
I think Valdez was committed. I think he should have just tried to
Love
First
it.
time.
chip it over him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
First
seemed like
time.
there was a little bit too much on it. It sort of got away from him a bit, and he had to stretch.
But that's why I think he still
Who
might
knocked that ball over the top for him? Was it for Gooley?
For Gooley, I
Yeah.
think it was.
Yeah.
That was a great ball.
Yeah.
Fantastic ball. They're starting to really see some good stuff from him.
Yeah.
It was a little bit lazy yesterday, but I think that was fitness.
Could be.
He don't like to. You know, I watched him at one attack when they attacked and he lost the ball up the field, and like it took him. I mean, about 30 seconds to jog back to the halfway line.
But that's
and
what
I
I'm
thought,
saying. He's not in that it's not that natural thing. We had the same with Pint last season. It's not their natural
don't
game to
want
run
them.
backwards.
I always
but
say this: you don't want them to, but you've got to when you're playing that sort of formation.
that's the thing. You need
Know
to,
what I mean?
especially a bit less now because we've got the cover at left and right back. But when we didn't have a proper right back,
Yeah, that was when it was desperate. But
and you saw without Payet on the left, that also I think affected Creswell's confidence because he knows if he gets forward and they lose the ball, he's going to have no one chasing back covering him. So that might have affected his performances leading up.
Our centre backs were brilliant yesterday.
Reed is immense.
They was doing the same attack time. It's obviously that how they score their goals. They get it to the edge of the boxes and whip the ball in, sort out that diagonal ball for Negredo and whoever to feed off. And I think we dealt with that brilliantly.
I didn't get
very
playing
dangerous.
Ogbonna though, so I don't understand the decision to play Ogbonna over Collins if Ogbonna's carrying an injury. That confused me when that.
Well, he's been carrying it all year.
It's not that he's carrying an injury. He needs an operation. He can still play, but it's at his own risk. But listen, fair play to him. You've got players who want to fucking leave the club, and he's playing with an injury.
Yeah.
Now the Font deal makes sense.
Yeah,
there was a lot of people thinking, why are we signing him? Like when we've got Collins, Reed, and Ogbonna, but now it makes sense, doesn't it?
He's a quality centre back, Fonte, and you know.
And if you see Bilic's interview after the game, he weren't a player on our radar, but as soon as they found out he was available,
and Ogbonna will probably be out for the rest of the season now, which is a shame. But look, hopefully he comes back.
I think the Fonte deal, right? Should we talk about that after?
Yeah,
we'll talk about that after. Anyway, equaliser. I thought, I don't know, I wasn't watching it on the telly, but I was sort of like in line with that. I thought the man that crossed it, who they laid the ball out to originally, was offside.
He weren't offside.
No. Right. Fucking that shuts me up, man. I was screaming it. I was from where I was. He's offside. I see it. I was standing right in line with him.
He was just on. It was tight, but he was just on side.
And
it was well worked.
To be fair, it was a great goal.
Very well worked.
It was a good finish
it was
as
a great
well.
finish. Yeah, I thought it was a great finish when I saw it. Like,
he's got a funny name.
Stuani.
Yeah.
He scored at Upton Park.
Right, for a change.
He's the one that scored at Upton Park, fucking Olympic Stadium.
Yeah. But he ain't a bad player actually.
Whatever it is.
He's quite a decent player as well.
Is it just me, or could Randolph have done a bit better? He seems to lose his footy.
The thing is, he shaped, when he was there, he shaped like he was going to smash it. Yeah. And if he'd have smashed it and it had gone near side, he would have saved it. Yeah. But he didn't. He sort of shaped to smash it, so he's committed. It's the only way he could have saved it anyway. And instead of like smashing it, he's just sort of like let it roll off of the inside of his foot. And it was a great finish.
The thing is, when you watch it back and see the positioning of Randolph's in, that's the only option he had. He weren't going that way, like you said. He shaped some thingy, so Randolph's just thrown himself across, and he's just
he's thrown himself home and it hits him.
Yeah, there was nothing else Randolph could have done.
No,
it was a good goal. Fair play.
It was on his own. I don't know. I can't see where Byram sort of got sucked in.
Byram got sucked in because Reed and Ogbonna got sucked out, didn't they? So they all sort of come
across. And then that's what I said. When you see Reed commits closer to the halfway line, Reed commits himself. The ball gets played round him, and as he's coming back, I'm sure he clatters into Lanzini, and they both fall to the floor.
Didn't they have another chance when that fast kid Traore?
Yeah, that was after the goal.
Cresswell.
Yeah.
And he laid it across, and it was about an inch away. If he'd have got it,
Byram had to turn it out, didn't he?
Yeah. That was it. But do you think we should have had a penalty?
It was a penalty. I think both of them were
two penalties. Yeah, I can't see them from where I was, but when I've looked them back, I think the Antonio one was a fucking. Was it Antonio?
Yeah, Noble.
One on Noble. That was the first one.
That was fair play to Noble.
I think the second one was Antonio.
Antonio, yeah, I thought the Antonio one was
fair play to Noble because he gets a lot of criticism about like getting back, but he went down for that penalty and then he was straight back down the other end to win a tackle, and that was a great tackle as well.
I mean, the thing is, he had a good game, Noble.
Yeah, the thing is with Noble, what I noticed with him yesterday is for every one thing he does good, he does three things wrong, and that's how his season's sort of been going. Like he'll give a few sloppy passes away, but I thought he had an alright game yesterday.
Again, I think the formation suits him a bit more.
His injury was more, it was a dead leg, I think. They fucking half-kneed him, give him a proper granddad.
I've had one of them over football.
Oh, yeah, you can't shake them off. That's the thing.
That's you done.
So again, this big break in between the next game will do him well to good.
Yeah,
if we
everyone aware.
Just anyone that's got any niggles, like Carroll might have had a niggle. He come off after.
Well, he had whiplash, didn't he? From I thought he had vertigo when he got over that over a kick.
He had a tight groin as well.
Yeah,
but that's what it was. It was. He felt his groin.
Anything like that, they'll have him in You know, if they're not picked, no, it's not international
No,
game, is it? It's FA
It's
Cup.
FA Cup.
FA Cup.
Yeah,
break.
but anyone that's got any little niggles like that, they'll be straight.
They'll probably have a few days off now.
Yeah,
wouldn't they, then?
Bilic said Carroll felt he's going, so they've pulled him off.
Yeah, and that's the right thing. Big Sam would have left him on.
Yeah.
Big Sam would have left
With
him
it
on,
being
and it'd have been
announced.
out for 3 months now.
He'd come off, he'd have had an hole with his groin like that and go, I don't think he's going to be
Big Sam
available
will
for next
leave,
week.
Big Sam will leave Carroll, and if his arms and legs are over there and his head's over there,
Well,
he's
don't
just
you remember the time when he got injured? Like the game after?
Southampton away, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it was like he played Colton Cole, and he's pulled him off after like 15 minutes.
Because Carlton Cole done one thing wrong.
Yeah.
And that straight away he was
And
begging
it was
to
like
get him
any
off.
excuse to get him
And
off.
then
get
that
Carroll.
was it, he was out.
injured.
Yeah, he was out. You've got to manage. But Billick's come out and said, you know, where they managed Carroll before was rest. They're not now. They're training him.
He's also
training,
doing yoga
training,
now
training.
as well.
Fuck Big Sam, he's doing a great job at Palace.
Yeah.
I love it.
Isn't it great? But I think that's why we need another striker. I think sometimes just give him that extra time to recover from midweek.
It
And
takes the pressure off as
Well,
well.
we've got
Now
Pereira.
our young Argentinian star squad, they're going to think, no, that's him now, he's the one.
anyway, we scored a set. It was funny because there was such a delay in him putting the ball in because he looked about 4 yards offside.
He did.
Yeah,
Once again, he wasn't offside.
I know he wasn't, but like Antonio had that shot and Carroll just happened to be there. And like once you've seen that go to that corner and look over, you think he's got to be offside. He's got to be a miles offside. He slotted it in, and everyone's like, looked like the linesman. I was like, it's a goal. Yes.
To be fair, it was a great save by Valdez from Antonio.
That was a stinging shot,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
he was unlucky
Yeah,
at that. But
I think
listen,
he gets credit for a lot.
Faguli and Carroll done the right thing. They didn't drop
Only
out.
two
They
that reacted.
both
Yeah,
attacking
yeah.
instinct.
That's
They
a good
both
coach's
waited
goal.
there,
Yeah.
and then they pull it in. And then if it's offside, it's offside. But he's pull it in.
Exactly.
Carroll's looked round, and then he's done his angel and a north celebration and run off.
But I honestly think from then, I don't think they really was in it. The second half,
There was
a
moment.
They had a lot of the ball,
Yeah.
but they didn't do nothing.
They come back in it when Noble went off.
Yeah, no. When Noble and Carroll went off,
Yeah.
I thought to myself,
No, when Carroll went off, I thought but even still, they had a lot of the ball. They didn't do anything with it.
no, they weren't
They
going
had half
anywhere.
chances, didn't they? They just
Yeah, they had a couple. What's his name? Negredo had a chance, didn't he? Well, they had that one where Creswell. I don't know what he was doing, but he tried to clear it. He looked, and that.
I've got to give credit to Reed because afterwards he sort of chested it,
chested
didn't
it
he?
back,
Yeah, and Reed was
Randolph.
right to have a go at him. Randolph was laughing. I don't know what Randolph was laughing at. I said he looks drunk half the time. He just laughs at everything. He thinks everything's funny. But no, Reed had a right go at Creswell, and rightly so
But
as
what
well.
was he doing?
I don't think he
He's-
looked once.
Yeah.
And that. What's his name? Salami?
Stuani.
Stuani, right? He's standing behind him. Creswell's looked. He's not there, so he's tried to be smart and knock it out for a corner. But he's hit it against his chest. He's hit the bar, come down. Reed's come in, chested it back, and I thought, right, that's well played, Reed. But fucking hell,
If
my
that
heart was
went
like,
in-
Jesus Christ.
They thought it had gone in.
Yeah, I thought
The
we went
fans
in.
thought it had gone in. Yeah.
At first, that was I couldn't believe
But that's the luck we need.
Yeah, that's at the start of the season. The way things were going, that would have gone in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
They'd have counted for 2 goals.
Yeah, that would have rocketed in the top
we're
corner.
lost
You know.
4-2
It's
or
not the
something.
first time Creswell's done that this season. I think it's the third. He's nearly
I
scored
still
no
think
goal.
he had a decent game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
decent game.
can't really
But
knock
he-
anyone's performance yesterday.
Obiang.
Yeah.
Obiang,
That kid gets better and
yeah,
better and better.
he reminds me of like a young Yaya Toure. Not as good, but just the way he plays. Like he's so comfortable on the ball. Like he doesn't try nothing flash. He does the simple things. He gives the simple balls, and that's all you want from your midfield.
Exactly.
The one without the goals, I think he reminds me a little bit of Scott Parker. Do you know what I mean? Where he sits, he collects,
Yeah.
he gives.
Yeah, I think
That's
he gives
it.
a bit more than Scott Parker though, because he goes forward, not sideways all the time.
He done that
Like,
little turn.
Scott Parker
The
does his
thing is,
little
the
turn.
thing is as well, Obiang can pick a pass.
Yeah,
He
that's
can
what I mean.
pick
He's
a pass,
like,
you know.
He had
give
a
him.
shot in him as well.
He's only young. Give him another 2 or 3 years if he's still with us playing top flight football. He
He'll
could be.
improve.
Yeah,
He'll
could.
improve.
He could
Thing
be
is as
like I
well,
said,
right,
like a young
Antonio, like up front, it's good. He does a great job. He can score goals, yeah. But sometimes his natural movement is not that of a striker.
You'd still prefer a natural striker.
A natural
probably.
striker, yeah.
Yeah.
They're linking up well with him and Carroll, though. I must admit.
Yeah,
they're playing
they
well
are. But
together.
I want
but
to see that. But now we've changed this formation. I want to see a Jermaine Defoe. I want to see a
Scott Hogan.
Scott Hogan. Yeah, I want to see somebody of that ilk come in and feed off of him to know just when. I want to see Antonio back on the wings doing what he does best.
Yeah, yeah.
And I want to see a natural striker.
I
in
think
around, 'cause
Sacco would be
once-
nice if we had him. wouldn't it?
I think Antonio can play anywhere. I think he could play the number 10 role, really, as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
like because
yeah.
he picks the ball up and he just runs at players.
Listen, I think performance-wise, I think Winston Reid wins my Hammer of the Year.
Oh,
Hands
he's
down,
won
right?
Without foul at the
But
moment.
Antonio, just for the versatility, he's played right back, right wing, centre midfield, centre forward,
Wing back.
wing back. Yeah, he's played everywhere this year, and he's not disappointed, is he? He's never.
No, he had a little.
No,
bit
he
of
don't
a
let
spell
you
where he
down,
went
and
off,
that's
but
what you want from your players.
Yeah.
Turn that off.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like he just doesn't he doesn't let you down. Like he seems to be there and.
But again, you'd still like you said, you'd rather have a
natural-
striker and a striker.
Playing off Carroll at the minute, a natural striker like Jermaine Defoe. I'm not being funny. He would have scored 15 goals for us in the last 5 games.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean,
I think we'll get him in.
He's not
summer.
coming, is he?
I think
He's
I think-
not coming.
I'll be honest with you though. Like,
Sunderland will go down.
I think he'll come in the summer.
I'll be honest with you.
I don't think he will come in the summer. I think when they want to sign him, they want to sign him for now. Like, I don't think he's someone to look for in the summer. Cause the reason why we really want him is to score goals because we was panicking because we was down the bottom. Now we're sort of 12 points clear. We found a bit of form. As much as like I think Defoe would be good for us, I'd rather have Scott Hogan than Defoe. Now,
Yeah, I know what you're saying because he's the future. He's the future.
Yeah, because
prospect.
Defoe's 34. He's got what 2 seasons left in him.
Trust me now, Scott Hogan's coming.
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
Yesterday,
yeah.
the chairman come out yesterday to the Brentford chairman said he's had his head turned. Someone's given him a phone call. I don't agree with the way they do their business sometimes, like the West Ham board. Like I've got to say that I don't agree with the way they do it because, you know, we're all sitting there pissing and moaning about Payet, and they're doing exactly the same to Brentford as what Marseille are doing to us.
Look, Marseille, when they come in with that 19.1 million pound bid, is not like different quality of player, yeah, but it's no different to us going to Hull 3 million for Snodgrass.
Yeah, but there's a difference. Like with Scott Hogan, I mean, he's on about $3,000 a week. If someone, even if West Ham offer him $20,000 a week, of course you're going to turn your head.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
and play, he wants to play Premiership football.
Of course he does.
You know, so and Brentford, I don't think they need the money. Like they've got backers in there, and they've
The
got a
thing
new
is,
stadium
as
to
well.
go
I
into.
think they're not in big. They're not looking to go. They're not looking like they're going to go.
The
down,
thing is,
are
though,
they?
what
So-
I want to pay drop. Fucking hell, travel suite.
Yeah, that's such a
Did you get that at Middlesbrough?
No, my dad gave it me. Do you want one?
Nah, I'm right.
Yeah,
Mate.
drop.
after
I've
the
never
show.
liked player drops.
No.
I'm a fan of it.
Go on, I'm listening.
After the show.
See, I would like Defoe and Hogan because, like you said, if Hogan's a player for the future, I would just get a last couple of seasons out of Defoe, let him bang in 15 goals for us. I'd
The
have
thing
that.
is, having Defoe.
I think if Sunderland sell him, they sign their own death warrant.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
He's not
No,
going.
but I mean
nowhere.
in the summer.
But
I'm saying
even
I'd
in the
take
summer, you stick him on the bench.
It doesn't look like you can save them though.
Nah,
Right. They're just losing week in, week
But the
out.
thing is, though, with like saying about Defoe in the summer, is what we're going to pay for him in the summer. They're going to want 10 million.
Sure,
Contract
yeah.
runs out. Sure, his contract's up.
No, I think he signed until 2019.
Yeah,
Oh,
he gets a relegation release clause or something like that. So it's going to be about 10 million. Go and spend 10 million on a younger player.
Yeah, you are right.
Yeah,
there.
but
If we've got to pay that much money for him, then it's
But I'm
pointless.
saying buy a younger player, but I want a proven one as well. Like I want someone who's guaranteed to score goals in the Premier League, who's proven to score goals in the Premier
To
League.
be honest, though, then
Because look what happened last year.
I think we've got a couple of them.
they're gonna if they're gonna go and get Scott Hogan now.
I will have one.
I very, very much doubt we'll be signing a striker in the summer. Because they'll just go, well, we've got Hogan, we've got Carroll, we've got Sacco.
Yeah, but we've seen what happens with Sacco and Carroll.
We've got to sell. You know, you've got to think with Valencia.
Let's just worry
back.
about
We've got to
let's
sell
worry about
first.
that in the summer.
Valencia's not coming back. Like we're gonna get rid of him.
I'll be honest with you though, the Fonte deal, I think it.
Talk about the third goal and then we'll move on.
All right, yeah, okay. The third goal.
Now, who thought when Caleri come on? Who else thought? What is he doing?
I thought we
bringing
went down to
Caleri
10
in?
men.
Well, the thing is, it was what was it? No, Fernandez come on for Noble, didn't he?
Yeah,
Noble went off injured,
made sense.
which made us a bit lightweight in the midfield.
Yeah.
Who else come on? Collins come on for
Faguli, wasn't it?
Gooley, and then
Was
I
it
mean,
Faguli?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
was
fair
Flet-
play to Caleri. I mean, when he come on, he was making runs.
Oh yeah.
but was Fletcher on the bench?
Yeah, that's
So
why I was thinking. Why?
He's a bit more of a target man, unless he was thinking we'll soak it up because Caleri's a bit quicker.
Yeah, for the legs.
Yeah.
He because if we're going to knock it over the top, we need someone to chase it.
yeah. So maybe,
be honest
maybe
with you,
that-
He had one chance, didn't he, where he sort of panicked, like his eyes lit up, like I'm in front of goal, and then he just.
I've
But
seen him
He had a
miss
time. He could have got a chance. He could have hit it with his left foot, but for some reason he went with his right foot. and he hit the post behind the goal.
But is that lack of confidence? No game time.
The thing
Yeah,
is,
but
that's
he still plays in. He's still a
The thing is,
footballer.
I know,
the
but-
thing is, when he came on, we switched to a 5 in the middle, and Antonio went on the wing. The thing, it gave us a little bit of pressure, although Middlesbrough didn't do anything with the ball, because he just can't hold it. He just can't hold the ball.
No, that's
you know
the
what I mean.
thing.
Like, but there was little things he done in the game, like some little bits of play where he held the ball well once it got into his feet.
His movement's quite good as
His
well.
movement's very good.
I thought you linked with Lanzini.
But he
Like
can't
that.
score for shit.
Listen,
Like, and I don't care what anybody says.
Gold, Sullivan and Brady. He's not our answer for our striking options. So just because he scored one goal, don't say right. That's it. He's the one.
So
Go out and
granted,
spin.
that goal might give him some confidence. We might see a different Caleri now, but still go out and guess a striker.
5 weeks ago, he didn't even want to be here. He was halfway home. I don't even know why he's back.
The amount of people that the amount of people that have said,
Oh shit!
I thought he left. I thought he went. You
Yeah,
know,
so
even
did I.
we thought he'd gone.
He did. He posted on his Instagram that he was leaving the club.
Yeah, well, he also said that he had the pictures, didn't he? Like that, where he fucking slept. But I was surprised. I thought that was going to be claimed as an own goal because the way I don't know if I was.
It was on
thinking
target.
it was
If
on
it goes on
target,
target,
so
it
It
can't
was
be.
going towards the bottom corner.
Yeah, I think the keeper would have saved that. Though,
Yeah,
I
he
reckon.
definitely would have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was.
But the chance.
Even that was a poor hit. To be fair,
He placed it. You watch it back in the slow mo. He places it. He's placing it in the corner. He
deflection.
shapes to place it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a massive deflection.
it killed the game off though. It was
Yeah,
well
that
deserved.
was it.
Like,
Yeah, because I was a
third
bit.
goal.
I was a bit worried.
Yeah,
We'd
because
had a few
but
chances
you
as
think
well.
about it, Antonio, it was a poor ball to Lanzini because Lanzini could have finished that, but it was two over it. Fair play to Lanzini, he kept it in and set up
Was that
Caleri.
Antonio or Fernandez?
I don't know who it was.
Sure, it's
One of
Fernandez.
them.
What?
I swear it was Fernandez who played the ball into Lanzini.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
fucking-
Well,
it
one
was
of
awful
them.
ball.
One of them, yeah. And Lanzini didn't really have a chance to put it in because whoever put it in overhit it. But then
it
Lanzini
was
stopped it on the
Fernandes.
byline. He didn't stop running
No, he
for
just
it. He
kicked
could have
out.
let that go
Yeah.
out. We'd have won the game 2-1.
To be
Anyway,
fair, he
but-
could have easily picked that up running in the corner.
But don't forget, they had a chance. Gusted, when he hit that volley,
Yeah,
Really good
yeah.
and that, Randolph was beat. He thought that was in. If you look at Randolph's face, he thought that was in. And so did I, to be fair. And I thought,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
typical our luck.
Yeah.
That would have been an amazing goal.
Yeah,
That might have outshined Carroll's. A week later.
no way.
No.
Nothing's going to outshine that.
5'10". He was in the air when he hit that shot.
It's taller than me.
Yeah,
But anyway,
that's some way to get up on it.
the game was won. An extra special 3 points. I think that's the first time I've seen West Ham win away this season. I didn't go to Swansea, I didn't go to Palace.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There was just a lot more heart there, a lot more fight
Yeah,
there.
there seems to be a
It's-
togetherness in the team.
It
doesn't
seems
there?
to
look
be a
more of a
bit more
team
like
fight.
last season.
Since all the Payet stuff, it's 6 points, 6 goals. So, you know what I mean?
You've got to put this into context as well. Like when you've got someone like Angelo Ogbonna who's playing a season with an injury, and like, how many people would just turn around and go, "I need an operation."
Yeah.
Simple as that.
No, fair
He
play
said
to
no.
him.
He's been having cortisones and things like that to get him through the pain.
Unbelievable.
We've set to sign a centre back now.
It's what you expect from an old-fashioned English centre half.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, and then on the complete contrast, you got a bloke who wouldn't piss on his teammates if they was on fire. It seems like, you know what I mean. And it's just two contrasts. Like one that wants to give all for the team, and that's what I'm saying. Even though Payet is a fabulous player, I still reiterate to this day that he's the best I've ever seen at West Ham, and I've seen some good players at West Ham. Like, watch live anyway.
No, not
Not
better
as-
than Di Canio.
No, I think he is. I think the things he does are amazing. Like, I
Not for
think
me.
he's more.
It's proved it this season. Di Canio done it season in, season out, wherever he was. Payet, for me, no one ever heard of him before. He had one great season in West Ham. This season he's been poor.
Yeah, but that's probably because he don't want to be there.
You,
No,
you
but
saying he's better
apparently-
than Di Canio?
I'm not saying he's better than Kenya.
Thank you.
Um,
He's not,
um,
he
he's-
don't mean that.
He
don't mean that. I know
He
how
is
much
one
he
of the
loves
loves
best
Di Canio.
players. He is one of the best
I
players.
love him.
He's one of the best players who ever played.
Yeah, I know, don't get me
Well,
wrong.
yeah,
I mean,
but-
some of the things he's done is unbelievable. But
Maybe
I
more
wouldn't-
skillful.
Yeah, so let's talk about this, the meeting the other night. As everyone would know by now, we've done videos on it. A load of bloggers and online video specialists, I suppose, websites, fanzines, things like that. We're invited into a room an intimate room with Karen Brady.
An intimate room with Karen Brady.
As people know, I'm not Karen Brady's biggest fan. Never. I've said some horrible things, to be quite honest with you. But it wasn't about that. It was about start to make things better for the fans experience.
She just wanted to hear from real
horse's
fans,
mouth, yeah.
like what are the main problems, and we went straight in and started just telling her.
As quickly as I am to criticise, yeah, I've got to praise.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's not. I'm not like a few people. To be fair to them, a few people have said about, they're just Golden Sullivan fanboys and all this. Look, I don't care who you are, and if you've watched this once or 1,000 times, that's one thing you can't accuse us of.
The one thing I'm going to say is I see a few people having digs. And they think we didn't see it, but I see it because when you sort of type in West Ham Fan TV on Twitter, even though you don't tag us in it, we can still read. And people were having digs at us saying, like, "Oh, we're up the boards, Arsenal." That, like, these people that are saying it, who are saying that they should have been there, I can guarantee you now that if they was in that room, they wouldn't say nothing. Because when you put in front of Karen Brady, like, it's people. There was people in that room that got nervous. Am I right or wrong? There was people. There was a couple of people in there that didn't even say a word all meeting.
I'll tell you, someone who didn't get nervous. Me and him, we fucking, yeah, we.
I thought I was on The Apprentice at one point.
I was waiting for Alan Sugar to come in and tell me to get out. But
do you know what? The way I see it, I mean, I had people saying to me before even going to the meeting, like, "Are you nervous?" No, I'm not, because for one, I know I'm going in there, know what the problems are, and for two, if it's going to help the club. Yeah. Why are we going to be nervous? We want things to change, and even if it's and like we said, even if one thing comes out of that meeting that changes and it's for the better for us fans on a match day, then it's worth it.
But the thing is that the up the balls arse thing, right? It's all right to sit there and criticise the club, but if you get an opportunity to go and actually speak to them and you don't take it, then what does that say about you? You're criticising.
I mean, you criticise the club, and I do. I criticise the club. I'll continue to criticise the club when they do things wrong. But you've got to give praise to the club because they've given us an opportunity to go in there and stop these things from happening.
It's a small step of them redeeming themselves.
Yeah, and do you know what? I'll be honest with you, and I don't know if we're allowed to say this, but a lot's come out. But that was the first time that I've actually seen Karen Brady come out and admit that they've balls things up. Yeah. And to see her say that, it was good to hear. It was good to hear. And they know they've made mistakes, and they are trying to improve it. Was I allowed to say that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the main consensus of the
use
meeting.
That word, did she?
It wasn't like we sat.
Mate.
It wasn't like we sat there and agreed everything. Like, we mentioned things to her. Like, I mentioned the +2 scheme. She sat there and me and her had a bit of a, not an argument, but discussions. And she said, "No, I think that was the total right thing to do." And I said, "Well, I disagree."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It wasn't. There was other people in the room as well that was very vocal about things, and it was good. It wasn't like we was going there to listen to Karen like tell us everything's going to be all right, and we lapped it all up and went out of that meeting thinking, "Oh, that's it, everything's right." It weren't. It was a positive meeting, and the next day we got an email from Karen Brady showing the point that they've already taken action on most of the stuff.
It's good. It's good to see.
Small steps first.
We mentioned about shelving, didn't we, in the concourse? They've already spoke to planners that morning, and it should be up for the City game, if not the game after. Stewarding.
It would be good for the club to publish sort of.
There was a lot of things.
Like in meetings, they have minutes, and they have agenda to run through. But just publish some of the stuff.
But I think that's why we was invited, because we can publish the stuff.
But it'd be good. It'd be good to come from the club as well to show that it's an equal thing from both directions. You know, it ain't just.
There's already a date for the next one.
Yeah, Graham from Knees Up Mother Brand, he brought up about transportation for like the disabled, and he said it's like not only should it be for just registered disabled people, there's old people. It's a long walk that they should have privilege to go on that bus from there to Stratford and lay on more, and they're looking into that as well.
Looking into it, not promising anything, but they're looking into to doing things like that.
I see a few questions on the videos that you did. Are people asking about the seats moving closer, things like that?
They can't move them forward. Yeah. They can't. They physically can't, because they would have to dig down.
They've got the pitch would have to go lower.
Yeah.
For the seats to come.
I'll tell you what they did mention though, and I think this is worth mentioning. I'm not even sure whether we're meant to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Fuck it. They did mention that the athletics that are going on now is becoming more and more scarce. There's even like meets.
There's only one. Didn't she say there's only they've got is it the Diamond
Diamond
Games or
Meet
something?
Games.
After that, anything that happens with athletics there, it doesn't affect the retractable seating because it'll be a smaller venue, so they haven't got to move that out.
Which the thing is, when it came to, she did mention about the one Diamond meeting that because we've requested for a fixture change at the beginning of the season. Now, there was something that she said before, which I didn't agree with, is when she said when we was moving in there that one of the points of moving in there was that our fixtures take absolute priority over the others, and that obviously isn't happening. So I was a bit like, hold on a minute, you said this, and she said, well, it's the one, and that is it. You know what I mean?
They're talking about the Cricket World Cup now as well happening there.
Yeah, but that was always going there because the original plan when we were owning it was that we would own it in partnership with Live Nation, Essex, because Essex have played their T20s there. You'd get England T20s being played there. You'd get concerts being held there. Plus, we'd still have the athletics, and we'd own it. And you know, it all got ballsed up because people said that it was a rigged system, blah blah blah. And you know, you've got to have the events. At the end of the day, it is a stadium, and it's got to be used all year round.
The thing is, she was open and honest about everything. She didn't shy away from any questions. She wasn't like looking for advice from her PA. Can I say this? Can I say that? Wherever most of the stuff that went on in that room, she said, "Look, it stays in this room." So she was very open and honest in it.
She didn't say some things that had to stay in the room. It was like
she told us things that haven't come out to the press yet, and
would
like
damage the club.
And would damage the club. And like we could easily sit here now and say it, but we don't want to break that trust with like the media team and Karen Brady.
At the end of the day,
we're sort of 1 foot in the club to. So if there's anything, because if things that she said are going to happen don't happen, that next meeting will be even more intense because we're going to go in there and think, well, you promised this, you ain't done it.
And that's the thing, you don't want to break the trust because now they've given the fans.
I wouldn't come
forums,
out of,
things like
you know,
a base
as
to
I
come
said
in.
before, I would not, like I said this to him when he come in, like it's, you know, it's not, I haven't signed anything, I haven't done anything like that, but some things were said in that room that would damage the club, that would damage the club's reputation and would the press would have a fucking field day with it, to be quite honest with you. Other companies.
They have a field day.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying, what I'm saying is,
it
you know,
work.
I wouldn't say that anyway. But I also did say if they turn around and say about all the problems, and they didn't say we couldn't talk about the problems. They said they encouraged us to do so, and what we discussed and what's going to be done about it. They encouraged us to do so, and I said to him before we went into the meeting, all right. I said this before we went into the meeting. If they asked me to sign a confidentiality agreement, I would not sign it, and I'd walk straight out the door because I don't think like, and I know that I'm not going to say that either because it's going to upset a few people, but I've got no ego. It's I want to make the things better for the club. I've got it. It doesn't make me feel important because I'm sitting in front of Karen Brady
you've not got
talking about this and talking about that. I'm not there for that. I'm there to make, you know, the supporters and things a better experience.
And
and if I'm no important.
Yeah, and don't forget though, they phoned us.
Yeah, they phoned
asked
us
for
up,
We
yeah.
didn't bang on their door sending them letters and saying bring us in.
You've not
we
gone-
got a
But
phone
I'm not
call.
more important than the next man that sits next to me at
You've not gone to the meeting to try and better
relations
with the club so
Not
that
what
you
it's
get
about.
better treated.
No,
You've
well, not
done.
what
You've
it's
gone
about.
We
there to
mentioned
put
about
points across and then you put them across.
betting things in the stadium. Apparently there is one. Did you know there's one?
No.
Exactly, I didn't know either. There's one round by block 113, 114. It all goes on round there, mate.
Takes
They've
so
got
long
everything.
It takes so long.
But
to get
even
there, I don't get to walk round.
Gonzo from Amistrat brought up about queuing up for a beer. Now they're going to pre-pour all the beers just before half time. So instead of you going up there now, waiting for them to get the bottle out of the fridge, taking 5 minutes to pour it and like that, they're all going to be pre-poured.
I'll be honest with you, they're fucking useless.
I've never been to an event like even when I've been to watch the cricket, like the T20. You go down there and they've got like things.
Well,
They put the 4 beers on.
when that was
and it
said,
fills them. Even if you go to a festival, it's the same sort of thing.
She turned around and said, "Oh, it'll all be flat," and I said, "Well, it works at City. It works at
It
Arsenal.
works everywhere because then you're not pouring them out.
It's 'cause you're not
pouring
leaving
out
them.
A couple of minutes for half time.
Yeah.
And
they're going to get
you
sold.
can't tell me that they can't work out the average amount of beer that they sell at half time, before the game, after the game.
Scott,
and
even
have
if
that
they-
amount of beer on a constant
Even
turnover.
if they pour 20 and why then people queuing up and they're selling them, the people behind them are filling another 10 up and just putting them on the side.
I've been to concerts.
Not
I've
saying
been
4,000.
We mentioned
they
that.
have
We mentioned that, right?
4 pint glasses.
And they said
and
to
it
me,
sits on
yeah,
the thing and
I know
they
what you
fill
say. They fill from the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they said to me that the catering company have said that it feels no quicker.
for that, right? Of getting people in the stadium early. It's not benefiting West Ham because we're not earning from the catering. So that's probably the reason they've not got it. It's probably the catering company that said, well, no, you can't have
we
that
spoke
because we want our
about
money.
we spoke about the stalls that used to be at Upton Park, and she said to like quite openly, she said the thing is you could pay someone a tenner or 100 quid or something to use their front gate at Upton Park because it's on the street.
Yeah.
He said the land is owned by someone now, and they want like £2,500
£5.5 grand.
something like that for a pitch, right? But if they have a fan zone,
They can have them burger
can
vans
have them-
and thing.
Yeah, you
not
can-
burger vans. No,
No,
I
you-
think
the-
the catering, like, as it was agreed, the catering goes to thingy. Have the catering from the stadium outside. Have the people selling the beer from outside. But you can have the pin badge holders. You know, don't get me wrong, right? The thing is, right? What
But
people,
there are
what people,
scarf sellers down here a little bit way.
There's one or two, isn't there? Yeah.
there are people that do it.
But I'm just saying, if you had a fan zone, that's somewhere to put them in without charging them the extortionate rent. You know.
Yep.
What about do you find what happened to the program sellers? Or why don't we have the old program sellers and they've got these IVs wearing kids who sell the programs now with the little proper stall things?
To be
They
honest,
have
mate,
got
I don't
program
know.
sellers.
No, I'm saying
it's-
it used to be like you'd buy. Basically, it used to be fans. You'd go and they'd pay you a little bit and they'd get programs.
Yeah.
Now it looks like it's people that are employed by the
Official.
club. Yeah,
Yeah.
official.
Maybe to do with the stadium. I didn't ask, but that's again jot it down and I'll ask.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's probably a bit like the outside catering type thing. It's
The
not-
good thing
it's
as well,
not probably done by us.
When she said about
What
the
program?
flag situation as well, that's quite good that you can send your flag in
Yeah.
where you and say where you sit as well, and the club will keep your flag and they will put it up before a game and take it down after
So
game
one
and,
of,
That's
and
quite
put
good.
it
yeah.
all
So
away.
so what? So one of the situations was the grey area around the pitch.
Yeah.
People were saying like, why ain't that claret and blue? And the club said, we wanted it to be claret and blue, but it's been reserved for
sponsors.
for the naming rights of the stadium. So when someone buys the naming rights of the stadium, Tesco's. There'll be
But-
Tesco's around it. You know what I mean?
But right, who benefits from that?
Well, they do.
Well, that's it. No, do
It's
we,
theirs.
do we,
At the end of the day, we rent that stadium. It's their stadium.
right, but we shouldn't be putting that branding around our stadium on our match days unless we're benefiting from it.
Yeah, well, we'll get money from the
And
sponsors.
that's what I'm saying. No,
Yeah,
that's
we
what
get
I'm saying.
money,
So long as
yeah.
we're going to benefit, whoever names that stadium, whoever it is, so
There
long
was,
as
there was
we
a couple of
benefit
things that
from
she
it.
wasn't even aware of. Like she didn't even realise that she wasn't aware of that Thomas Cook was still advertising for games because that deal was only agreed when we go
In
to
principle,
60,
yeah.
63,000.
Yeah.
Because they don't get a block. They basically give away the sort of spare seats that are going around the stadium. And we get, what did she say that deal was worth? £500,000 or something
Yeah,
like
it was
that. to the
£500,000
club.
to West Ham. Yeah.
Right, so she didn't even know about that. So the next day, they got in contact with Thomas Cook. I haven't checked the website yet, but she said that was going to get taken down. The Martin Samuelson piece that went up on the website, she didn't know nothing about that.
But then
I'm not sure whether that's true.
See,
though.
Nah, but-
the thing is, then what's going on? Because surely she runs the business affairs of the club, and
But
all
Scott,
that directly.
She's
all
got
that
people
directly goes
below
back
her
to
to
her.
run that and look after that. She can't run everything.
No,
You know
but
what I mean?
then she should be overseeing them people. Surely they must have a weekly meeting about what they're going to put on the website and what's going
I
on. You
dunno,
can't
I
tell me
don't know,
that
I
Thomas
don't
Cook, it being on.
Yeah, but you
it's-
got to
it's- don't
trust.
run
You
a
got to
business.
trust your team, innit?
Yeah,
You got to
obviously
trust
thing
your
is,
then
right,
someone
with
in
that
team
meeting,
isn't trustworthy.
I thought the meeting was very good, right? But like, I come away from it and I thought to myself, at least things are getting changed. The only thing that gripes me a little bit is that there's people there that get paid for this sort of thing.
That's what I mean.
That should be looking at these sort of things. And I think to myself, and we've got to give up our time.
Yeah, but the thing is, these people that are doing it are probably not West Ham fans and probably
Change
don't
it then,
really
Mike,
care.
but-
Yeah, well, listen, I'm all for it, mate. Like,
Change
give me
it.
the job, I'll do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Give me it.
it's just really weird that the club, the club come out and said Sullivan come out and said then he wanted to sort of repair the damage that was done with the fans, and then they let their own website print a damning, report or.
I pulled it out,
article.
mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
But again, I
you
don't think it's a
can't-
case of them letting them. Like, I don't think it's run by Sullivan and say, "Can I?" But
but
it's
no,
after
but-
the fact.
But
and
it's not the fact it's run by Sullivan or anyone like that. It's a business.
It's not
Right,
even
you
that.
can't
it's
have
not-
everyone in one business. The head of the business wanting to pull the company in this direction, and
Scott,
then all the
it's
people
not
underneath
even
going,
about
going that way.
Sullivan.
Yeah,
Say it's using your head. Like whoever
That's
runs
it.
that would have known that like, putting that up is going to cause a stir.
yeah.
exactly.
But
They should
sometimes
be
I think they do
reprimanded.
it on purpose
Yeah.
to get reactions from the fans because
not-
it's giving the club more publicity.
Is that
whether
bad-
it's
any-
good or bad.
Yeah, bad publicity is just as good as good.
Any publicity is good.
You know, but it ain't. You know, that's the things. That
Let's
need to
just
be
see.
looked at.
Like we've got 2 months now until they've scheduled the next one in. Let's just see what happens
The thing
then.
is, all we can say is what we said. Now, It's
It's
in the club's
balls in
court
their
now.
court now, mate.
We
Do
done
it or don't do it, but we've got another date for another one. If nothing gets done, why isn't it being done?
People who tweeted us in and told us, we basically went in there and told it all the problems, all the main ones, didn't we? Not silly ones.
The thing
like-
is, there were so many that
couldn't bring
there
it all
was.
up.
I wanted to bring up the debt, and I just completely forgot because we got lost in everything else. We got lost in the main. I mean, the debt doesn't affect fans directly.
no.
So
It was more about match day
making
experience,
the
wasn't it?
experience better for the fans. Like, and then when we get to the next one, we was there. We've got published things like there's people you can go to. Like I know Graham Howlett was taking a lot of notes. I know Gonzo was taking a lot of notes. We can then go to them and say, right, what was discussed there? Right, this. Has this been done? Has this been done? Has this been done? Well, that ain't been done. And they said they would do it. Why hasn't it been done?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And I think it's a very bold move by West Ham to open up them sort of like levels of.
They're making themselves more accountable. as
Yeah,
well.
yeah. That's it, right? So, you know, they can't hide in an ivory tower anymore and say, well, we didn't know. You know, they've got direct access. I think it's a very bold move. I think it's a very positive move by West Ham, and I've got to commend them. So,
And listen, like if other like fan groups want to get like who moaned that they didn't go, if they want to go to the next one as well, if they get invited, like I'm surprised we got invited. To be fair, I mean when I got that phone call on the Monday night, it was like, what the fuck's happening here? Like, and it was it's good to be there. It was good to sit. Like, I mean, we were sitting literally 2 seats away from her, and she was very like we said, open and honest. And I thought she was going to be a bit stuck up. Personally, I thought she was just going to
I was
batter
very
everything
sceptical,
away that
yeah.
we say, but she weren't. She was taking notes. She was a PA that was next to her was taking notes as well. And you had the media team in there. You also had Jack Sullivan in there as well. And he sat in the corner, and the media team sat in the corner, and they didn't say a word. They didn't jump in and say this and that. So it was good.
Yeah,
It was
so,
just basically
try and
like
be defensive.
Karen against us.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see now.
we'll see what happens.
See what happens, innit?
Anyway,
Yeah.
thank you very much for joining us on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's post-match pump. We'll be back for the Manchester City game with a post-match reaction because we don't want to come back here in the middle of the night. So we'll be outside the stadium freezing our bollocks off doing a post-match reaction after the Manchester City. Hopefully it'll get a bit warmer by then.
Fingers crossed. Can't see it though.
No.
Freezing.
But anyway, thanks very much. Go and join us on Twitter at West Ham Fan TV. Follow us on Facebook, West Ham Fan TV. Facebook.com/West Ham Fan TV. Our website, www.westhamfan.tv. There's some improvements going on as we speak on the website. Where's my pair drops gone?
Scott Hamill.
Anyway, join us again next week. 10 days
my
off now,
burger.
boys.
Yeah, it makes sense. Well, we haven't really, have we? It's still big.
No, we'll still be content going up, so look out for all of that. Monday musings again.
On a
Never
Thursday.
goes on
Thursday.
a Monday. I delayed it on purpose this
Yeah,
week.
no,
actually.
no,
Yeah, so
Yeah.
transfer news.
I've got time off now.
Last few.
Social.
I'm hoping that there's some decent transfer.
Well, it's got to be the last 10 days now, isn't it? We've got 10 days before game, so it should be like.
Yeah, I hope so. Like now we've made one sign, and I hope that opens the door for about another 3 or 4.
Yeah. that's
And
it.
make the rumours better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to start making them up now. I am. I'm
Messi.
gonna go, yeah, stand representatives were in Barcelona today.
So
on the social.
on the social,
Oh yeah, I'm
whenever
on
that
one, I think.
fucking comes.
He was
Yeah.
meant to film it today.
He's been told he's got to go out.
He's only allowed out one day a
Yeah.
weekend.
Anyway,
Got a quiche on the go.
let's leave it there, boys. One thing left to say. Great 3 points.
Come
Come
on,
on,
you
once.